What is up, guys? Today we're going to be breaking down one of the strongest, most powerful combos in Marvel Champions, and it's going to be with Peter Parker Spider-Man and revolving around the card Suit Up right here. So if you guys haven't followed the channel, you guys probably know that I love this card right here. So Suit Up is a 2-cost event, and it's a leadership event here. As an alter ego action, you can search your deck and discard pile for any ally and upgrade that can be attached to the ally, and you can add them to your hand, and you shuffle up your deck. So one thing that Suit Up can be compared to is Make the Call right here. And they are pretty similar, but also very different as well. So Make the Call is a 0-cost event that came in the core set, and it is your basic ally recursion card. As an action, so note that we can use this in alter ego or in hero form. You can pay the printed cost of an ally in any player's discard pile and put the ally into play under your control. So this card right here, Make the Call, has a lot of versatility because you can play it in hero and alter ego form, and it's a 0-cost event. So for example, if you're trying to get a card like, let's say, Nick Fury, you have to pay 4 costs for Nick Fury and recur him back from discard pile and put him into play. Suit Up is a 2-cost event, so it actually costs something if you want to grab Nick Fury to your hand. But I'll discuss why I actually prefer Suit Up to Make the Call. And that's one of the biggest limitations of Make the Call. And ever since I've started playing Marvel Champions, I've felt this limitation hit a lot. So in Make the Call, you can only pay the printing cost of an ally in any player's discard pile, which means if you draw Make the Call in your opening hand and you want to get an ally like Nick Fury or something like that, and it's not in your discard pile, you cannot play it. So Make the Call is essentially a dead card if it's the first card that you draw, or if you just cycle through your deck and you have no allies in your discard pile. So when you're playing with Make the Call, you kind of want allies to always stay in your discard pile so that when you draw Make the Call, you can bring the ally back into play. And Suit Up, though, is a little bit different because you can search for your deck and your discard pile for any ally. So even if you draw on turn 1, you can immediately get a powerful ally out. And currently, this is the only event card that can grab an ally from anywhere, any ally from anywhere from your deck or discard pile and put it straight into your hand. And I think that that is super duper powerful. So the main use for Suit Up is usually going to be for something like, let's say, for example, a Black Cat Inspired. So Black Cat is the identity-specific ally in Peter Parker Spider-Man's kit. So Black Cat is a 2-cost ally, and Inspired is an 1-cost upgrade that's attached to an ally, max 1 per ally. Attached ally gets +1 Thor, +1 attack. So Suit Up, you can search your deck and discard pile for any ally. So let's say you get Black Cat, for example, and you can get an upgrade that can be attached to an ally. Inspired is an upgrade that can be attached to Black Cat, right? So what Suit Up wants you to do, or what the developers want us to do, was to grab these 2 cards like this, and you can play Black Cat, play the Inspire, attach it to Black Cat. She gets +1 Thor, +1 attack, and now you have an ally here with 2 Thor, 2 attack. But that costs a lot of resources, and the gain is not the most, in my opinion. So for example, you have to pay 2 costs to play the Suit Up, and then you get these cards back to your hand, but then you have to pay 2 costs to play Black Cat, and then 1 cost to play the Inspired. So it's a lot better to, obviously just draw the Black Cat and the Inspire, but Suit Up's really nice because it can help you grab these 2 cards here straight to your hand, so you don't have to worry about the luck of like not having Black Cat with the Inspired in your hand. What I like to do with Suit Up, and this breaks the game a little bit because it's not what we're supposed to do, is I like to grab Moon Girl here, who is the most efficient ally in the game, and I like to grab an upgrade like Clarity of Purpose. So if you guys do not know, Moon Girl is a 3-cost ally. She has 2 Thor, 2 attack, and 3 hit points, which is a really good stat line for being a 3-cost ally. But she says play only if your identity has a champion or genius trait. Luckily, Spider-Man Peter Parker does have the genius trait here in its alter ego, so he is able to play her, but only in alter ego. However, if we recur her with Suit Up is an alter ego action anyways, so we can only play. So what I mean is we're already going to be in alter ego form if we play a Suit Up to grab Moon Girl. So the synergy works out perfectly for Peter Parker because he has a genius trait in alter ego form. This is alter ego action, and Moon Girl can only play by Peter Parker in his alter ego because he has that genius trait. As a response for Moon Girl, after you play her from your hand, you can draw 1 card for each mental resource used to pay for her. So for example, we're talking about the Make the Call, and Make the Call, you pay the printed cost of an ally in your discard pile and put it into play. So that will not trigger the effect of Moon Girl, because Moon Girl needs to be played from your hand. A lot of these stronger ally effects need to be played from hand, just because the developers kind of want to balance out the game so that we're not able to just recur allies with Make the Call and then get their powerful effects. So Moon Girl here only works when you play from hand, and you draw 1 card for each mental resource used to pay for her. So when we use a Suit Up here, we look through our deck discard pile for Moon Girl, and we get an upgrade that can be attached here. So we get the Clarity of Purpose right here. Clarity of Purpose is a 1-cost upgrade that's attached to a friendly character, max 1 per character. So friendly character means your identity or an ally. And as a hero resource using Exhausted card, deal 1 damage to that attached character, generate a wild resource. We're pretty much never going to be using this. This is just a filler card to grab with Suit Up. And the reason why I want this card is because it has a mental resource right here. So if Peter Parker Spider-Man pays 2 costs to grab a Suit Up here, and then we grab the Moon Girl and Clara Purpose in our hand, we already have 1 mental resource right here to pay for Moon Girl's 3. We have Scientist here generate another mental resource to pay for Moon Girl's 3. So you pretty much only need 1 more mental resource, and you can play Moon Girl here and then draw 3 cards for 3 mental resources that you use to pay for her. So for a lot of other heroes, that might be difficult, but Peter Parker Spider-Man has so much economy that he actually works really well with Moon Girl. So let me kind of lay out the math here. So we just have like a random deck right here. And let's say, for example, what you want to have in your hand is a Suit Up or a Moon Girl, but let's say we don't get a Moon Girl, which would be the better option, right? We have them in our deck right here. And let's just say we have 1 copy of Suit Up in your hand, and we want to get a resource generator as well, right? So let's just pick any one of them. Let's say we have like the Quincare, for example. And then it doesn't matter what the rest of our hand is. So let's say we have just, 6 random cards in our starting hand, because Peter Parker has a hand size of 6 here, right? So we have this right here, and we can't do a mulligan. Let's say we already mulligan, we have this right here. This is a great starting hand for Peter Parker. So all he'll need to do is, let's use 2 resources right here, right? The Web Shooters and the Triskelion as a energy and physical, and we can play a Suit Up. Now, as an alternate action, you can search your deck and discard pile for an ally, and an upgrade can be attached to ally. It doesn't matter if Moon Girl is in discard pile or declare a purpose. If they're in your deck or discard pile, it doesn't matter. We can just add them straight to your hand now. So now we have these 2 cards in our hand. The Suit will resolve as an event. Then we can play Moon Girl here by using Science to generate a mental resource. Clear Purpose would be a second mental resource, and right here we just need 1 more mental resource for a total of 3. And then when you play Moon Girl from your hand, we can play her in alter ego, so we have the genius trait. We draw 1 card for each mental resource used to pay for. We're drawing 3 cards here. So 1, 2, 3. And then we can immediately flip up now to hero form. And our options here, we can either choose to play the Quincarrier, or, and hold on to a backflip, I mean, or for example, we could just use it as a resource, play our Web Shooters, or I did that wrong. We could use 3 resources right here to play the Quincarrier, play only if your Danny has a Avenger trait, which you have in hero form. We exhaust to generate a wild resource and play the Web Shooters down here as well, which would come with the 3 web counters, right? So basically, from just having a Suit Up and any resource generator like the Quincarrier in our hand, we can get Moon Girl in play, get a resource generator that costs 3, get the Web Shooters in play, and then we can also use our basic activation with the Moon Girl and Spider-Man there. So this is a really, really good starting turn because we get a lot of board presence. We have an ally to block for us if we need to, and we have the ally to Thor or attack, and Spider-Man can also Thor or attack. This is kind of what we're shooting for with this deck, and that's why it's so powerful. And with Peter Parker Spider-Man specifically, he can get any resource generator in play as long as he has a Suit Up in the hand, right? So it doesn't matter if we don't even draw Moon Girl. If you drew into Moon Girl yourself, then it's even better because she's going to be even cheaper because we don't have to pay the 2 costs to play Suit Up. But even with the 2 costs that we're paying for a Suit Up right here, let me find the Suit Ups again, right? We can get Moon Girl in play. So with an Avengers Mansion or a Quincare or Ingenuity. Something that will go even more crazy is, let's say, for example, if you Suit Up into Moon Girl and you get like a double, you can, with like a Nick Fury, you can play Nick Fury with the double, and then you can play a Maria Hill as well, and you can get down an Avengers Mansion as well. And this is something that I've definitely done before, and it doesn't take that much luck to do because you're milling through pretty much half your deck on that first turn here, right? You Suit Up into Moon Girl, she draws you 3 cards. Nick Fury draws you 3 more cards, and Maria Hill draws you a card as well. And then you're doing your mulligan as well, and then you can play the Avengers Mansion too. You just get so much economy from Suiting Up into Moon Girl. She's just super duper efficient, and not a lot of other heroes can do this, but Peter Parker Spider-Man has so much synergy, not just with Mental Resource and Moon Girl, but also just because he has very high economy. So let's take a look at Peter Parker specifically right here. He has Scientist, which you can use to generate a mental resource limit once per round. That works perfectly with Moon Girl. And he also has Black Cat right here, who is a 2-cost ally. And after you play her, you can discard top 2 cards to your deck and then add each card with the printed mental resources card to your hand. So this also has more mental resource energy, so you can dig for like, a mental resource, add to your hand, and use it as a resource to pay for Moon Girl. Peter Parker just works really, really well with Moon Girl, and I think that he's the strongest ally with this ability. You can, or with this combo, I mean. You can use this Suit Up Moon Girl combo with any hero that has the Genius or Champion trait because they can play Moon Girl, but most of the time, I think Peter Parker is going to be the best pick for this. So basically, there's 3 steps to this combo, And the goal is to hyper accelerate and ramp up super duper quickly, get built out with the Avengers Mansion, Quinn Carry, Ingenuity, and then quickly burst the villain down. And we can do this super duper easily. I've often gotten the Mansion, Quinn Carry, and Ingenuity by turn 2, but that does require a little bit more luck. But it's not too hard to basically get either a Suit Up, a Moon Girl, Nick Fury, or Maria Hill, and then one of these resource generators in your hand as well. Because then, as long as we get one of these allies and a resource generator out, the ally can help us deal with the board state and getting built out. So basically, step 1, have a Suit Up, play it, get Clarity of Purpose, get one of these powerful allies, probably going to be Moon Girl here, and then play one of your big resource generators like Avengers Mansion, Quinn Care, or Ingenuity, which you can all exhaust to either draw a card to use as a resource or generate a resource with the Quinn Carrier or the Ingenuity. Oftentimes, if I am in hero form, and let's say Moon Girl already activated, so she has 2 damage here, and then after I end my turn, I draw like a copy of Suit Up, what I can do is have Moon Girl activate when my turn begins. She gets taken out with consequential damage, gets discarded, then flip down to Alter Ego. Play the Suit Up here because it's an Alter Ego action. Recur Moon Girl, play her back down immediately, and then play other cards or other allies like Nick Fury, Maria Hill, or one of these resource generators back down again. Another really cool combo with Suit Up is that you can grab any ally and a card that can be attached to that ally, right? So Ghost Spider right here is an ally with the title Spider in her name. And right here, the War of the Great Web says attached to any character with Spider in its title. We want to play this card on Spider-Man so we can become a Web Warrior. Spider-Man does have Spider in his title. But we can actually grab this with Suit Up here. So we can grab Ghost Spider as an ally and upgrade can be attached to. It's going to be the War of the Great Web because she has Spider in her title. So we can add this to our hand with the effects of Suit Up if we want to celebrate become a Web Warrior for on a specific turn for whatever reason. And the main reason we want to do this is if we have the Web of Life or Destiny in our hand, we can ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has a Web Warrior trait. So we have this in hand, we cannot play it for free if we don't have the Warrior of the Great Web in play. So we have this in a Suit Up and we really want to get out the Web of Life Destiny. We can pivot instead of doing this combo to get Ghost Spider in the Warrior Great Web, play the Warrior Great Web, play Web of Life and Destiny for free, and then also play Ghost Spider down on that turn as well. So that's another option for us to grab stuff with Suit Up. And in addition to that, Suit Up is just very versatile in general because if we flip over to Alter Ego, we can grab any ally and an upgrade that can be attached to the ally. So we can always grab Professor X here when flipping down and then play him to get that Confuse off. Now, we do usually want Professor X to be, also chump blocking for us because he leaves play at the end of the round. But getting that Confuse so that on that big flip is still very advantageous for Peter Parker Spider-Man because his economy is so high. He can afford to play 3 or pay 3 costs to confuse a villain, get a Thwart, and then next turn he can still play a Moon Girl, Suit Up again, and then get more ramp. So that's pretty much what we're looking for with this deck, and it is super duper powerful and very fun recurring these powerful allies over and over again to team up with the genius Spider-Man Peter Parker. Finally, let's get to the massive payout of this deck and the end goal, which is to play 4 swing web kicks in 1 turn. And I know you guys are thinking, what the heck, that's crazy. If you guys have been following this channel, you guys have probably seen me play the 3 swing web kicks in 1 turn several times, probably more than 5 times, maybe up to like 10 times. But you can also play 4 in 1 turn, and huge shouts to Daring Lime. I played a 2-player game with him on a live stream. I think I have that recorded game on this channel where I was able to play 4 swing web kicks against a really tough villain in Expert Venom Goblin. And it was very, very fun, very, very powerful. And this deck can definitely do it and have the economy to do it. So basically, I'm showing you guys how to get that set up. So basically, we want all of these cards in play right here. And I know it is a lot to ask for, but it is actually very doable here with Peter Parker Spider-Man because of his massive control and economy. So basically, this would be an example hand, and we want to have, 3 swing web kicks in hand, or if we have 2 in hand, that's also going to be okay. We want to have our deck down to at least 3 cards. 2 cards is fine too, and 1 card is fine as well. If we have a bunch of cards left in our deck, that won't work out because we need to recur these swing web kicks. So we want to have a pretty low deck here, depending on how many cards that you can draw this turn. So let's say that this is our starting hand whenever the player phase begins. Normally, Spider-Man will have 1 extra card because of Spider Sense, so he should have 6 cards. But let's just say for whatever reason the villain was stunned or didn't attack or whatever. So we have 5 cards in hand here, and I'll show you guys a sequence of what we want to do. So basically, first we can have Spider-Man Otto Octavius. Let's just attack for 2. He'll get taken out here. And then with the Web of Life Destiny, when a Web Warrior out of display, and he gets taken out because he took 2 consequent damage for attacking. So with the Web of Life Destiny, after Web Warrior out of display, we can choose to play draw a card. Let's draw a card for Spider-Man. So we have another card in our hand here. Then we're going to have Spider-Man Hobie Brown also do a similar thing, Thor or attack, whatever. He leaves play, and then we draw another card with the Web of Life of Destiny. Then we're going to exhaust the Quincare to generate a resource. Ingenue would be another resource here. This would be another resource, so we can play our first swing web kick here. So here, action attack, do 8 damage to enemy, playing our first swing web kick, and that will resolve. Then we can use 3 resources right here, play our second swing web kick. Here, action, do another 8 damage to enemy, so total 16 damage here, and that will resolve that. Then what we want to do here is to deck out. So we can exhaust Avenging Mansion, draw a card, which will now deck us out. So we get dealt with face on counter card, and we shuffle our discard power back into deck. And the most important thing is that we have those 2 swing web kicks now in our deck. Because with Ghost Spider's Interrupt, whenever she leaves play, we can search your deck for any identity-specific event, and it adds to your hand. So that's what we want her to have, 2 consequential damage right here, and for her to be ready to leave play. So we already played 2 swing web kicks. Then we're going to have Ghost Spider swing for 2, do some damage. She'll take consequential damage, get taken out. And when she leaves play now, we can trigger her Interrupt. Search your deck for any identity-specific event, add to your hand. Let's get the swing web kick here, add that to your hand, and we'll shuffle up again here. And since Ghost Spider is also a Web Warrior ally who just left play, we can trigger the Web of Life of Destiny and then draw another card. So shuffle up, and we're going to draw another card here. So now, we just happen to draw the other swing web kick, but now we have this in hand, and then we can use a rapid response here. After an ally you control is defeated, we can discard his card, put the ally back into play, and do 1 damage to it. And then hopefully we're facing a villain that's really tough that has Retaliate, like Expert Venom Goblin or Expert Ronin. But now Ghost Spider can swing for 2 again. She'll take a Retaliate, then she'll take a consequential damage, get taken out again here. Her Interrupt will look through our deck for any identity-specific event. We don't need to get a swing web kick anymore. Let's just get the Enhanced Spider Sense. And then we'll shuffle up because we'll have all 3 in hand. And we can draw 1 more card here with the Web of Life and Destiny because another Web Warrior ally at play. So we're going to draw another card here. And then we can use both Web Shooters, third resource, to play a swing web kick, which would be our third swing web kick. And we can use 3 resources right here to play a 4th and final swing web kick. Doing 8, 16, 32 damage there with the 4 swing web kicks. And since we have like 4 Web Warriors leave play, because Ghost Spider left play twice, Spider-Man Peter Parker will get +1 attack for each one. He gets +4 attack. He can exhaust here to swing for 6 with his basic activation as well, doing tons of damage for a super duper fun final finish. And that's kind of what we're shooting for with this deck, that final really fun, big, flashy payout here, doing tons of swing web kicks to defeat the villain. That is the breakdown here with this deck. Whenever I think of the card Suit Up, I always think of Peter Parker's Spider-Man suiting up. So I really love this combo with him. I hope you guys enjoy this breakdown. Let me know what you guys think of this type of video. I don't usually make videos like this, but yeah, I really just want to showcase this combo. Huge shout out to Nar Antlers who suggested that I do a video like this. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys have played this deck. I know tons of you guys have already tried this deck, and I've said really good things about it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video and enjoy this breakdown, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.